Would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? I know you want a cookie. You know you want the cookie. Come on, don't you want the cookie? Fine, you don't get the cookie. Would you like the cookie? Would you like the cookie? She likes the cookies. Okay, goofy jokes aside here, people, the reason why I am teasing the roots on these is because I have been trying diligently to get these apart, and I left them in here way too long. They started growing together. I had one root that was like almost 10 inches long off of the I can't remember what they're called right now. Anyways, off of the nursery plug here. That's it was almost 10 inches long. So I've been trying to get these apart and get them replanted. This is what I've got on the replanting so far. Actually, I'm almost done. This whole thing was full, if you remember. So I've only got these couple of trees left, and I've been putting them into their own pots and taking them outside. And I'm going to take you outside here in just a second and show you the update, which is very unfortunate. That one aside, all of these pots here, all of them had plants in them, and we have had massive losses. And I'll take you back and show you the seedlings real quick, which they're looking pretty sorry too. Okay, so as you can see, there really aren't any seedlings. I've got these two here that might survive, and there is a couple trying to come up in here, if I could get it to focus. Anyways, what I did not realize, this is kind of my first time with seedlings, is that when they started coming up, I should have taken the lids off right away, and I didn't do that, and they came up and they got really long and stringy. And so when I did take the lid off, they just collapsed and died. So unfortunately, these were the sea berries. I've only got two that have survived. These are the Port Orford, and I may have one or two out of this. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to survive at all. The elms, however, seem to be quite happy, or at least the tree does. And I've also got a cutting there. I don't know if you can see that. I do have a cutting that has leaves on it. Pretty substantial ones, actually. Some of these are starting to leaf out. I don't think most of them have survived, but again, these were just my experiment that, you know, it was just an experiment, so it doesn't matter really whether these live or die. But this one has one little leaf trying to come out, so some of these may have rooted, which I'm pretty happy if they did, because this was just that big sapling that was coming off of that root that I took out of the ground. So I do see some yellow leaves on here, though. That could be a symptom of the fungus, the Dutch elm. But most of the leaves look fairly healthy, so I'm going to continue to treat this and just see if it still continues to grow, and then decide what to do with it. And I'm gonna continue seeing if these continue to grow. Continuing is my word today. All right, let me take you guys outside and show you the devastation out there. All right, so we are in one of my back dog pens. This is the only place I could think of to put them, and I put up a bunch of the tire wall out here trying to protect these from the wind. There's still a few in here that probably aren't going to make it. So I lost a huge number of them. That's all I can really say about it, is I lost a huge number of them. I know for a fact that there was 11 of the, and yeah, the wind keeps knocking them over. I have to repot these too. And I can see one in here that looks like it's probably dead. So I've just been going through and sorting them out as I go, the ones that die off. Of the 11 coast redwoods that I had, this is the only survivor. So that was probably a 95% loss or something. And that is not a coast redwood. I don't remember what that is, but that's something else. Anyway, the loblolly pines have gotten pretty much decimated. There was 100 of those. You can see that there's not too many left. I think maybe 30 total. The ones that I'm repotting are those are the giant sequoias, and I can see here that I've got a couple here that have already they've started dying off. I don't know if they're getting burned by the sun. I don't have a greenhouse anymore, so, and I can't keep them in my kitchen. That just was not gonna fly for too long. I got some new ones. As you can see, this one here looks like it's pretty well dead. In fact, it is. I'm gonna have to contact the company about that. These just arrived on Friday, and that one arrived dead. So, this is a Black Hills pine. That was an Austrian pine. Black Hills pine, Black Hills, Norway spruce, and these are already dying. I think they're getting baked by the sun. I don't know what else could be causing this kind of loss, which is unfortunate. That's why I had the greenhouse in the first place. So this Austrian pine might still be alive. This one, that's a Norway spruce. That one might still have some life to it. This one looks like it's pretty much dead. That's a Norway spruce and an Austrian pine. I've got to contact them about those. I'm losing some of the quaking aspen. I don't know why. They started looking pretty sickly inside the house, and they have kind of continued that trend out here. So, yeah, we're just having massive losses, unfortunately. I don't know. I don't know what to do for them. I can't put a shade on because the wind will just take the shade off. The only thing I could think of was to put them back here. It's unfortunate. I put a lot of effort into these, and either I did something terribly wrong or they got too damaged when the greenhouse collapsed. They may have lost too many roots. And now the ones that arrived dead, I'm going to have to contact them about that because that's kind of BS. So, I'm going to try to keep the rest of them alive that I can, and I'm going to repot those ones that are inside still and bring them out. Like I said, there's just nothing else I can do for them. I would try to plant them in the ground, but I don't have an irrigation system set up yet. So, they weren't supposed to be planted this year. They were supposed to be planted next spring. That was one of the coast redwoods that has passed away. So, I'll keep you updated, but unfortunately this is looking pretty bad as far as my tree project goes this year. So, the point I was trying to make, as my dogs go wandering around, is that I think buying trees this young, or buying the cuttings, I mean, the cuttings are actually doing fairly well. But I think buying trees this young, when you don't have a greenhouse, don't be knocking them over, guys. When you don't have a greenhouse, at least in this area. I mean, you know, other parts of the country, you might be perfectly fine. But in this area, without having a greenhouse, I think I probably would have been better off if I had purchased more mature trees and been able to go ahead and plant them in the ground. Again, I don't have my irrigation set up, so yeah, I'm really unfortunately I'm really bummed about this. This is the second time I have tried to get a shrub and tree nursery growing so that we could start blocking some of this wind with a natural wind block. And like I said, I don't know how many are going to survive. And I think they're too young to plant them right now. I don't think they would survive the soil. I don't think they would survive, unfortunately, the heat, which I can't do anything about. I don't have a shade that can go over this pen. And even if I did, like I said, the wind would just take it out. We have tried tarps and shading before, and so far none of them have survived. But yeah, I think if I'm going to buy plants in the future, I will buy some that are older so that I can plant them more quickly. All right. Well, I will update you again, you know, maybe in a couple weeks and see which ones survived. Oh, I will say, the ones that I bought that were older, which are, this is a Japanese white pine. These are the, they're a type of cedar. Well, anyways, that's what they are. They're a really weird type of cedar. And this Japanese lace leaf maple, I purchased all of those, and they were older. They seem to be doing okay. These are also just arrived. These are Douglas firs, and for the moment, they seem to be doing okay. Now we'll see how it goes in the coming weeks, but right now they seem to be okay. And these just arrived. These are 2 pink dogwoods. Dozier dogwood? Anyways, well, however you pronounce that. And then I got a free red maple. And these are for Cynthia's? Yeah. So, we'll see how they do. They just arrived on Friday. Hopefully they do okay. Oh, and then I have a red, 2 red crepe myrtles too. So all of those just arrived. Hopefully they do okay. All right, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And if you found it interesting or think somebody can find it useful, please share it. All right, have a great day, guys.